like if the pain was so intense. And I remember I was praying so hard in the womb. I'm gonna tell you something, and this is gonna be deep what I'm about to say. When I was in the womb, only thing I knew was the Father. That's all I knew. I knew the times when I was hungry. I used to pray, uh, Father, I'm hungry. Can you feed me? When I was thirsty, I'm telling you, when I was in the womb, I was talking to him as long as I can remember. And I remember I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain. And I remember asking the Lord, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And I remember like it been at times he sent angels inside of my mother womb to cradle me. I'm telling you, as God as my witness. He used to send the angels. They used to come inside my mom's womb and they used to cradle me. They used to um, comfort me. I used to just cry out so badly at times when I was in so much pain. My head would hurt or my body would ache or I felt like I was tensed up and, or it was a situation where it was a lot of noise and it was just, I don't know, it bothered me. I just prayed so much in my mother's womb. When I shared that with her, she was like, wow. Because my mom always told me I was her special child. I was totally different from all her other children. I was smarter than everyone. I was unique. I was different. It was just so much stuff that they can share about you as a child that I probably won't even remember. But it has to be with the supernatural. It has to go along with that. And so while I was in the womb with my mother, I do recall the time when she was giving birth to me. I remember, like, I just saw this bright light and I just remember like it was pushing me out and I didn't want to go. It was pushing me. And so, that was just phenomenal that the Lord gave me remembrance of that. And the reason why I wanted to share that, because anyone that's carrying a child, I just want you to know that every child that you are carrying is a gift from God. And that child is going to communicate with the Lord and going to pray with the Lord. Yes, I am a witness that we will pray in the womb. We are going to pray to our creator and he's going to answer. So just take good care of yourself and do the right thing, whatever those things are, into pursuing a healthy baby. Um, Another thing I remember is when I was used to be in the crib, I had to be about a few months old, maybe about 2 or 3 months old. I remember, really, I remember a lot of times when I was in the crib. I recall I used to look up in the ceiling and there will be angels. It's like the ceiling, it was like this portal. Now that I know what it was, it was a portal, but it was like all these beautiful white clouds, and it was these angels. And they used to sing to me. They used to be all around me. And they used to keep me so loved. They used to just comfort me. They used to just surround me all the time. They were so joyful around me. And so, when you see babies smiling and giggling, those are angels all around the babies. And I remember those beautiful, beautiful times when I was in the room by myself. And I do recall just stirring up and just watching the angels. And some of them had trumpets in there and they were blowing the trumpets. And I saw them clapping their hands and just smiling at me. Oh, it was just the most beautiful scene. And to me, it was all natural. I didn't think anything of it. I also remember a time when I was in the crib, I had something around my neck. And I remember praying for someone to come in to help me. I was praying to my father and I was asking him I don't know the exact words that I was saying, but I remember praying for help, and someone did come in. And only thing I remember that they were like, oh my God, I'm so glad I came in here. You almost choked. You know, they was trying to take whatever around my neck I got tangled up in. They was trying to take it from around my neck. And I thank God for that. Also, I remember a time, I do have my notes here. When I was a little girl, angels used to come into the room. They used to teach me, they used to talk to me, they used to watch over me. I can be in a position where I'm just getting up from a hard sleep, and they'd be standing there, and it was all normal to me. But my other family members, when I was young, I got it bad, being teased a lot because a lot of my family members did not. Uh, they did not think that it was natural. I recall times when I was in the room by myself, and they'd come in, they'd tell me to come down and sit with them, and they'd talk to me, and they'll draw something with their finger on the floor, and they will teach me something. I don't remember what they were, but it looks, I mean, what they were drawing with their finger, it was like, if you can say it today now, it was like a 3D. It was like a vision. You know, they were showing me visions, and so I recall one time I was sitting in the room with an angel, and he was teaching me something. So one of the kids came in the room, and he started busting out laughing. I turned, and he said, "There you are, talking to yourself again." I said, "Nuh-uh, no, I'm not. I'm talking to him. I don't recall his name." And then he left out the room. And I asked him, I recall him, I asked him, "Why can't everybody see you?" He said they're not allowed to. Only I can see him. And I said, okay, well, it didn't bother me. But after a while, when it was coming around so much, it did begin to bother me, to a point where I recall when I was a lot of children were around. We was watching TV. I remember it was on a Saturday, and they we was watching TV. So they left out to do something, and then one of the angels, it was a guy. He came in and he stood there, and I just jumped up and very happy to see him. And so the kids came back. They saw me talking to them, and they began to laugh at me. They began to, unfortunately, kids are sometimes cruel. They was throwing shoes at me, like, what are you doing? Won't you stop what you're doing? And then it got to the point where I started feeling very sad. And so what happened was, he did come back again because he left. And when he came back, and I told him that I didn't want to see him anymore because nobody else couldn't see him. And, my family thought I was strange. And so he told me that he will grant me my desire, but he's not allowed to leave me. And so I regretted that later in life, as that came back to my remembrance, because that was something, deeply in my heart. I regret it hardly because it's very rare that you see angels, when you're a kid. But I didn't hear a lot of stories about, young children such as my age talk about angels. We didn't talk about them. And so that's why, I thought that it was just a blessing to have that opportunity to have so many around me all my life. I also recall a time, I was taking a bath, and a family member was trying to teach me to, I guess, to swim, but they had me underneath the water with my mouth covered in my nose, and it was holding me, and it was holding me underneath the water. And I remember it like it was yesterday that I was praying. so hard. I was crying, I was screaming, I was moving, and all of a sudden, my grandmother, uh, I just remember her coming around the person and snatching me up out of the tub, and I just remember gasping for air. I remember it. I was screaming, I was hollering. I didn't want to be around that person anymore. So that thing was just so devastating. My grandmother used to always say, and a lot of people may not remember this, that that child has a veil over her face, meaning that she sees the supernatural things. I recall a lot of times when I remember my grandmother, she was real sick one time and she was praying, and I had to be about 5 years old, and she said, "Baby, come here." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "The Lord told me to tell you to put your hands on my head, and I want you to pray for me, and I want you to say exactly what I tell you to say." But I already knew how to pray because I've been praying ever since, I was in my mom's belly. But I listened to my grandmother. I did exactly what she said. And within a few hours, my grandmother was well. And I remember as a child, my grandmother used to always take me, you know, around people. And she always say, if you're sick, my grandbaby will pray for you and the Lord will heal you. And, uh, and they will get healed. They will get healed. The Lord blessed for them to be healed. The Lord used me mightily. And I recall when I was a little girl, my hands just used to burn. Oh my God, they used to burn so badly. They used to burn so much when everybody was asleep. I used to go into the freezer and I used to go and get some ice, and I used to sleep with ice in my hands. And sometimes I'll get something I can put my hands in just to keep ice in my hands. My hands used to turn so red, and that's when I knew that someone around me was sick, because I remember one time that someone was in the house. They was very, very ill, and my hands was just burning. That's when the Lord revealed to me that I had the gifts of healing, and it was burning so much, and I didn't know what it was. And I used to hate my hands. I used to, oh my God, they used to be so horrible with that burning sensation. And I remember one time I was going into the kitchen one night. It had to be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I always got up during that time. To this day, I still get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll talk about that. But I remember going into the kitchen, and I remember getting this big butcher knife, and I was going to cut my hands off. And I remember the voice of God saying, "Now, if you cut your hands off, you're not going to be able to hug and kiss your brothers." And I love hugging and kissing them. So that was my joy. If I couldn't hug and kiss them, because that was my babies, I said, "Okay, you got me. All right." Well, I didn't say you got me. I put the knife up and I went back to bed and I just cried myself to sleep. And I just thank the Lord that after, so many years of all of these memories that the Lord has given me, now I understand. I truly, truly, truly understand why my life is how it is today. I remember when I was a kid, someone hit me in the back of my head with a bat, a wooden bat, a wooden bat. And when it hit me, my head hurt so bad. It hurt so, so bad. And when I turned my head, I barely could turn my head. I saw them run. It was a kid who was playing baseball. And unfortunately, kids don't get along when grown-ups not around. And so the kid wanted to fight one of my family members. I stepped in and told him he couldn't do that. And so, I told him to stop. So we stopped playing baseball. But as everybody started walking off, going home, I still stayed around for a little bit. Then I was walking to my house, and the kid ran behind me, and you could hear somebody running behind you. When I turned around, his face was like disfigured. I would never forget this boy's face. His face was disfigured. It was like he had an old man's face. He was a young boy, but he had an old man's face. And he hit me so hard. And I remember going up the stairs, and I remember going to my house. No one was home at the time. And I remember just laying on the bed and I was crying. My head hurt so bad. And I just remember all of a sudden I just saw this portal, and it was like white clouds. And I began to feel like I'm being sucked into this portal, like a tunnel. And it started pulling me up. It started pulling me up. And I started going through this portal. And I was, I had to be under 10 years old at the time. I had to be about 7 to 8 years old. And when I came through the portal, I landed in this garden. And this garden was so beautiful. These flowers I never seen before in my life. Even to this day, it was just flowers I never seen. The colors were so vibrant. I mean, it was, and the sun, it was totally different from the sun here. It was just a beautiful garden. And I remember I was running through the garden. I was going up hills and valleys, and I had on a dress, and I saw a dog, and the dog came to me. I think I knew the dog. And so I began to pluck the flowers because I loved flowers as a kid. I still love flowers. And I began to pluck the flowers. And when I started plucking the flowers, I was smelling them. Then I heard a voice said, "Time to come back." And I just looked up in the sky and I saw the portal was still open. And then it just sucked me up. And I inside of the portal. And I just remember that I just gasped for air. I jumped up and I was scared. I'm telling you, I was scared. That thing changed me for a long time. It was hard for me to go to sleep. I did not want to go to sleep at nighttime. I did not. This was during the school time too, because I remember it like it was yesterday. Uh, when we had to go to bed at a certain time, we had to go to bed at 9 o'clock. I will be up until 4 or 5 o'clock till the sun come up because I was scared. When everybody else was asleep, I was scared. Only time I wanted to go to sleep when everybody was up because I thought somebody will watch over me and make sure I don't die. But the problem was is that it was hard for me to get up in the morning and go to school, and I'd be all sluggish, and it was issues in school and all, but I couldn't tell nobody. I never told anybody about all these events in my life as a child because I used to be teased. So I kept them all for myself. I just kept it with the Lord. And then what happened was, because I'm thinking I'm being safe at night, I was really being tormented because when it's real dark, I'm able, when I was younger, I still too now. I could see real good in the dark. It's like darkness is the best light for me. So I remember I used to stare at the front door, and I used to see these little midgets, and they used to torment me, and they used to have fire around them, and I didn't know what they were. I know they was evil, and then I used to see little shadows crawling up on a wall, and I used to be so afraid. I'm telling you, I used to be so afraid. Everybody in my family would tell you when I was a kid, I was afraid of the dark. I would see things. I used to look into the closet, and I used to see things that nobody else couldn't see. I used to be so scared of the dark. I used to beg my mom, "Mom, please, can I leave the light on?" She said, "No, no, 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 no. You got to go to sleep." And the worst time would be is when I had to go over, like we go over family or friend's house for the weekend or for a gathering. We stay the night. And when you in somebody else's house and everybody been partying, drinking, and smoking all through the night, I'm telling you, as a child, I used to see people faces change after they drink alcohol or smoke something. I used to be afraid. And then when they go to sleep, I used to see the weirdest things in people's homes. And I'm telling you that thing just it used to bother me. So I always stayed to myself when I was a child. I had friends, but I never had real close friends because I always liked to be home. I enjoyed being with my family at home, and I didn't want to seem weird to anyone. But I thank the Lord because the Lord had, after I got saved, I got delivered, I got redeemed by Jesus Christ. I just changed my whole life over. I i began to walk in the walk that he called me into. I am chosen. I thank the Lord that I am chosen. He said, few are called, but many are chosen. I'll take that back. He said, many are called and few are chosen. Thank you, Lord. And so I'm just so grateful. There's so many people out here like me that's coming forth, that's telling their testimonies, because there's so much more that I can share with you. I have endless testimonies that I want to share with you all. Um, I had went to heaven 4 times. I went to hell twice. I mean, it's just so much that I want to share. I have so many testimonies that I cannot even count them all. But I just thank the Lord. Even at birth, His mercy and His grace was upon me. Even to this day, I just thank the Lord for what He has done in my life. And the supernatural is real, my brothers and sisters. That realm is so real. A lot of people say, well, I don't believe in God. Well, if you don't believe in God, then you have to believe in something. Because it's evidence that God He's almighty, He's all powerful. How did we get here? Your DNA is made of Him. We are images of Him. I mean, we are his beautiful, beautiful masterpieces. And so I'm trying to spread the good news of Jesus Christ. I just want everybody to know to give your testimony. If you have a testimony you like to share, please contact me. My information is in the description. I mean, we need to share what God is doing in our lives, what He has done in our lives, and how He's bringing everybody into a position in their lives that we are. Now we know that we are the children of the Most High God. The Bible says that the first will be last and the last will be first. Well, this is evidence now that people are coming forth with powerful testimonies. They're coming forth. They're bringing the bright light of Jesus Christ into dark places. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, now is the time. I thank God. I'm not going to hold you long, but please stay tuned for more testimonies. I have so much I want to share with you all. I cannot even explain to you in depth of how much I want to tell you, but I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for clicking on this channel. And if you do like what the supernatural, you like this content, please click the subscribe button to like and share as well. And God bless you until next time, and stay humble.